Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be discussing on self-join. So, what is a self-join? A table which joins with itself. Till date, we have seen two different tables joining with each other, with inner join, left outer join, or right outer join. Now we'll be considering a table and which joins with itself. So you might be wondering what's the need of it. Let's take a simple example of that. So here is a table. Let's assume that we have a table to understand what is self-join and why we need it. We have a table which has employee ID. We have the project ID, the manager's ID, the employee name, the salary and city, for example. If I consider this as the table, and the use case is we want to display the name of the employee and his manager's name. So if I want to achieve that, I want to display the name of the employee and I want to display their manager's name also. Both are present in the same table. For example, if I consider the employee ID 6, the name of the employee is EXMP, who has the manager ID, means the manager name is ABCD. Okay, so what is the employee name? EXMP. The manager name is ABCD. Exactly same if you start searching for each one of the names using their employee ID and the manager ID. So this should be taken into consideration like this. Let's take an example. Consider the same table as left and the right table both. Left and right table both. Considering employee ID, employee name, MID. That is only one table. We'll treat it as two different tables. So the first table, let's go with aliasing as T1 and then the aliasing. Aliasing is the concept of using a different name for the same table. So we'll consider the employee table as T1 on the left hand side. We'll consider the same employee table as T2 on the right hand side. Now we need to match the MID, that is the manager ID from the left table, with the employee on the right table. When the employee ID on the right table is matched with the manager ID in the left table, you need to consider the employee name as employee name from the left table. The employee name which has been matched based on this condition with on the right table will be treated as the manager's name. So if you can relate, that would be great. Let me take the spotlight or the arrow bit. So from the left table, 1, which is the MID, if it is matched with employee ID on the right table, left table has employee name, right table also has the employee name on the same row. 1 ABCD, 1 which is matched here is XYZ. So XYZ is the employee, ABCD is the manager. Make sense? So this is the query for that. This is the query for that. And I would be creating, this is the output of it. Employee is XYZ, the manager is ABCD, MNO XYZ, and all the manager names of the respective employees are displayed on the right table. Okay, how many tables we have? We have only one table. Make sense? If anyone has questions, let me know. If everyone is good, I'll just create the database, table, and this query. That is the only topic, but only request is I would request everyone to complete your exercises, which I'll be sending it over the email. So now let's jump into the things, actual things. So I'll create a database base, create database self-join example, use self-join example, then create table, and the table name is employee. Now I'll be create table employees with the name field, ID of the employee, the name of the employee, and then the MID of the employee. Only three fields. Only three fields will be taken into consideration. So I'll go with only three fields now. Employee ID will be a number, means int, and it's a primary key. Name will be of type character up to 25, which is not null. MID will be of type integer. And sometimes it might be a case that it doesn't have any manager, so I'll go with that. Now I'll insert some values. Insert into employees values 1 ABCD with null, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A is the employee, B, C, D, E, and F. So there are 6 employees. 1, 1, and for the remaining it is 2 as the manager. And for 2 also 1 is the manager. 3 it is 2, 2, and 1, 1. Okay. So let me go here. Now I'll be writing the self join after executing this. Done. Done. Select star from employees. Employees. I think I did not create this. Okay. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 employees, and we have their manager IDs. We want to display the employee name and the manager name. So observe this. Select from and on keyword. What is that we need to select? We need to select from employees table treated as the left table, P1, inner join with the same table employees treated as T2. So from the picture, let me go back to the screenshot. Left table MID should be compared with right table employee ID. This is very important. T1 dot MID should be equal to right table's employee ID. So whoever is being treated from MID should be the employee ID on the right hand side. So now we need to select name and the name. So T1 name, the one which is on the left hand side, and the one which is coming from the right hand side. If we take it only T1 and T1 with name, let me see the output. You'll get the output. Semicolon and Nachiket, here is the answer. Just type semicolon and press enter. Self-join employees doesn't exist. Employees. Not EID, it's ID. Now what you see is name and name. For the employee B, A is the manager. For employee C, B is the manager. D, B, and for E and F, A is the manager. This is right, but we want to display it so that it is easy for anyone to recognize. We will use add single quotes employee name. It will just display with this. Second table's name should be displayed as manager name. Okay. This is aliasing for column names. Will it change in the table? No, it will only change in the display. So employee name is BCDEF. Manager name is ABBBAA. Good. So this is one of the examples of self-join. I'll be getting more examples on self-join. All the concepts what we have covered will be picking it up from the fresh for the next 5 days. So I'll be stopping the recording. Thank you.